Bro, tell me why I was there at the premiere. I was recording a little bit of it, and then my whole internet shut down, bro. So now I gotta do this whole part again. I only got to like half of the part where they were talking about Miles. So anyways, enough of the yapping, you feel me? Miles versus Deku. I already said I feel like Deku's gonna win, but you know, Miles got some comic feats to him that he could probably cook up. I know he fought like No before. I know he has some shenanigans with Blackheart, but I know Blackheart was more like a gimmick. But regardless, we're gonna see Deku. You know, he has movie stuff. I haven't seen the movies. He has movie stuff he could cook up with. A lot of shit in the final arc. Don't sleep. I'm putting all my money on Deku. He's my parlay ticket. You know what I'm saying? I've yapped long enough. Let's get to it. All right.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Like I said, Deku's gonna win.
Deku. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons.
And he got the vibranium suit on.
Find out who would win a death battle.
Why is it in Spanish, gang? Am I tripping?
All right, let's take this from the top again. This is Peter
All right,
Parker.
I'm just gonna turn it off.
He was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
A friendly neighbor to all of New York City. In a universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that doesn't always last forever. Like in Universe 1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world.
Yep.
And now, he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all canon events. Now it was Miles' turn to be the hero the Big Apple needed, and he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
Wait a second. Likes what? He likes Naruto, Dragon Ball, Gwen, JoJo's, and Gwen. Dislikes canon events, GameStop. Oh, okay. He likes Dragon Ball. Is that canon, bro? I did not know that. And Herald of Anansi, gotcha.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any
Let's not forget the bioelectricity and
and
its constructs.
An internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him see
that's crazy.
stuff.
But no spider person is complete without their web shooter.
Yo, is it crazy? Is it crazy that like I always hated how it's called venom punches, bro. And I know I was gonna bring it up because I got to that part when they do talk about it, but bro, I hate it to the core of me that it's called Venom punches or Venom whatever. Like there's already a character named Venom, bro. Where's the copyright? Like if I was Venom, I would copyright that shit. Like you cannot use that shit. Like
given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not having Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinner so awkward. All that, trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents! Better yet, loving parents.
I keep forgetting that, bro. That's actually mad funny.
Tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye.
Living and loving
them,
parents.
He learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't
Man,
to
don't
do
be
it
near
like
Batman.
Peter, but to
He's
do
gonna
it
hate
his
you.
own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I got past this part.
As one of your bad guys. Come on, Spidey. Branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy and weaponize it, which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric
I got to this part.
Like
everything after that, I don't know.
Sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders,
such
as the Linophiidae, have a process known as ballooning.
Oh yeah, that shit sounds annoying, bro.
They can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of
miles. Like who taught you how to do that?
No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts.
He
survived all sorts of beatings, including including a building exploding on top of him.
OG Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled
Vaporize is
15
crazy.
million tons of TNT.
He's gotten kudos from a ton of older heroes too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the
Nova!
likes of
It's
Miss
Marvel.
Marvel
My
and
goat.
Ironheart.
The king of Wakanda himself even
God got
suited
my
him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This super
Hey,
rare
not
and
the
tough
same.
metal can
It's a
absorb
little
kinetic
thinner.
energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too,
Oh, I didn't know
allowing him
that.
to better control his electrical output.
The vibranium is thinner
that I
to
know.
better fit his
Thinner?
acrobatic fighting style, but
Yes.
it can still shake off most fatal attacks like they're nothing. This
Yep.
stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
So it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and
Hey,
enough
it's my
kinetic
goat.
energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City.
Damn.
That's twice now.
Yo.
Does any other
Is
city
Bo
have to
alive?
deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers
Overload?
still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
I said
Giving him
overload,
huge boosts in
overdrive.
strength
Same
and
thing,
speed,
man.
and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic shonen power up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Bro
Despite
got
his initial
whole ass
insecurities,
Chidori.
Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor. No longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up.
Wait,
and he
isn't
was
there,
sent
like,
to the
more?
main 616
Come on, I know they got more
along
for-
with
for
his
Miles.
family. And now it's him and
It's
Peter
ugly
as
ass
a
suit.
pair of Spider Bros.
He's even become one of the big players of the Spider-Verse,
Bro.
teaming up with all sorts of other Spider variants to defend the multiverse.
Bro, this guy keeps okay. Defeated Prowler, Green Goblin, Venom, Dr. Negative, Slim, Kingpin. Okay, like, come on. Let's stop the inheritors. Okay. We're getting okay.
There's anime
Let me
spider people.
blow up. Oh,
bro.
hold on. Blow up the symbiote dragon. Okay. Don't forget, like I'm pretty sure he boxed. He got a few hits on no, and he beat up. What's his name? I don't like to use Blackheart because that's like a gimmick. I forgot the specific, but that was like a gimmick that only Miles could do, something like that. So,
But spider
but
people.
that symbiote dragon is actually like pain.
Dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of getting the job done. Miles even
Unless
led
it's,
them
like,
into
not that
battle
big of a
against the
feat.
Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what
Yeah,
Stanley
he got
was
jumped, bro.
proudest
That don't
of
count.
in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing.
Right.
For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
Yo, am I tripping? Or they gave like Miles like nothing at all. They just talked about his vibranium suit and him going overdrive, and that's about it, bro. Miles is getting fried, bro. Oh my god.
But what is
Miles is getting
a
fried.
hero?
I gotta
To the citizens of
tweet this
Japan,
out.
There was no one more synonymous with the word than their symbol of peace. All Might.
All Might.
Big numero uno, with a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with his arch nemesis All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass
Yo, I'm
on
hungry.
the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save people just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up
Romantic itches. Oh, you know, one of them. What does that
on
mean?
his dreams.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo.
Bro's on a
and
Baku
his
Deku
Sigma
ship.
quirk,
Nah, let me stop.
until
I'm not
he
trying to bring
got
that
the
up for you.
chance to alpha up and lend his rival a helping
We're
hand,
power scaling
proving
sons right now.
himself worthy of All Might's torch.
And so after months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it for smashing attacks named after specific US locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow, on accident. Too bad
It's
it
my
wasn't
goat.
the only thing he destroyed, though. Damn, that looks like it hurt.
One for All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One For All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he
That corny
may
ass
have taken
line.
too far.
When it came to saving people,
Hey,
Do
1,000,000%.
Your Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive
W
movements.
genius.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style.
Shoot style.
To use
I
a
barely
stronger
forgot.
limb that'd be less likely
I barely
to break,
remembered.
Deku took a page from nerd emoji Ida's book and switched to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One For All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master,
Right.
and onto her by her master. One For All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the previous users of One For All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing around and restrain foes. They can also brace his arms
Yeah,
and
don't
manually
even get me started on
control his
5Jin and
muscles
gear
if he can't
shift.
move.
Float allows
It's
him to
up.
soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats
Yeah,
and
Spidey
unease,
sense, basically.
letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smoke screen lets him
Smoke
create
screen.
a smoke screen. But he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smoke screen.
A
That's
bigger
swell and
smoke
all,
screen.
but the real meat is in
5Jin.
5Jin. After building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain.
I didn't even know he
binding
had
attack,
yeah.
and can use it in
I
conjunction
didn't even
with
know he had a
full
black
cowling
chain.
to achieve foe 100%.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Equaling All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm.
And she's bad
I
as hell.
think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet once crossed a distance of
Ooh,
around
did you just snap shit
215
rocket, bro?
kilometers within
Holy
a fraction
shit.
of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound.
Heads-
and Deku was moving
headshot
so
him.
fast, the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that
Gear
with his final
shift.
quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a target, he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All For One's
That's
own
so
protege
broken.
Shigaraki couldn't track him. And this is a dude who can catch light speed laser beams.
It does have a time limit though. After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was suffocating him, though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you can breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku, so he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength.
Yo, how is this relevant
just
to the
as
death
they
battle?
admired his strength and desire to help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and
Power of
everyone else
friendship.
supported and cheered him on. Because that was the greatest threat to all
We
For One's
are the
reign
My Hero
all
Academia.
along.
Not All Might, not
The friends we
Deku,
made
not
along the
even
way.
One For All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All For One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his
I was about to
work
say
and
Hadouken, but
had to
Hadouken's
retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of One For All
Hey, bro,
before him.
it's alright, but he got an
Some might
Iron Man
say
suit now.
He peaked in high school. If not for the sick new
And he
armor,
became number
he
4.
eventually got to go back to kicking butt. He even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
Bro,
all
became
with the
top
help
5.
of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Alright. To the death battle.
Hello,
Oh, hell
it's
no.
me.
All right,
The combatants-
we do this every time. You feel me? Miles versus Deku. Bro, I would have switched because before all along I've been on Miles' side. No, Deku's side. But I said usually it changes between the videos. Bro, if they gave Miles a more concrete comic scaling, right? Because all they mentioned, to be honest, was the vibranium suit and him going into overdrive, overload, whatever it's called. That's pretty much it. He has no other feats other than those two. Like obviously we know his venom powers, but like they don't go into any power, any speed scaling that he's done. So I'm not gonna lie, Miles is cooked. Deku
Star
all the
set.
way.
We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Ooh, comic panels. Oh, this is nice. Hold on, I'm getting all jittery. Hold on. Let me see Deku. Alright. That was nice.
Yo! You're more man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do?
Looking for a smoke is
All right,
crazy.
new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth.
Hey, watch the hands.
Watch the hands.
Now watch mine, Delaware! Ah!
Man, leave that. Leave. Ooh!
Let's try that one more time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the vibranium. No way.
Guess who?
Guess who? Bro, you are not Venom. Who are you
Can't
feeling
use my
like?
full power here. Gotta take this somewhere
That's his
else.
whole, like... Ooh, nice.
You got skills, man. I like that.
Ooh. Okay. Bro, you have another hand, Miles. You're cooked. You're cooked. Okay, Black Chains.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out.
W Heroes.
Because I always do my best.
Alright, that was cringe. Weave. Okay. Exaggerated swag of a black team. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, why did Deku catch that so easily? I'm not gonna lie. Mouse is cooked. Oh, gear shift.
I'm gonna do my best.
Overdrive. Full color. That was cringe. Yeah, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. Weave. Oh, blocks. Hold on. Oh. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. These guys are back and forth. I like
Joe
this.
was right. Your quirk is amazing.
Cork.
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate spider.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, come on now.
Suit
Weave.
has shock absorption, not nullification. So it's got a
Oh,
limit.
he's dissecting him. Oh, look, you got dodge those. Chibako Tensei. Chidori. Deku, please win. I got all my money on you.
Go beyond.
Deku, oh my God. Oh, wait. Vibranium suit. Oh my gosh. What happened? Is he dead? Did Miles just win? What's going on? Is he alive? What's happening?
Spider-Man,
You really are
you
what?
really are the ultimate.
Oh my God. What happened? Did he blow up? Gang. No. How? Okay. I'm Team Deku anyways, right? But like, didn't he, cause they used game scaling when he absorbed the explosion that was gonna blow up Harlem. So like, shouldn't he survive this? Unless like the suit overload was generated more than that explosion, then okay, he died. But like, I don't know, bro. Maybe you guys explain it. But hey, Miles lost. Hey,
Let's
Deku
start
won.
by talking about their superpowers, which
My
matched up
agenda
quite
has
evenly,
won. Let's go.
Unsurprisingly, given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense gave Miles more insight on his surroundings and threats than danger sense, which has been worked around before.
This meant Miles's invisibility was harder for danger sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs,
Right.
and Fa-Jin gave a bigger boost in strength than Venom did. Since both had some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
All right.
Next up, speed.
Deku got
Scaling
that.
to Peter,
Deku got that
Miles
easy.
could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster
Oh,
than that
no,
sniper.
he has
bolt.
Fa-Jin and Gear
Fortunately for
Shift.
Deku, though, that wasn't his best.
Exactly.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki. Even worse for Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible. So speed goes to Deku.
Skills go
As
to
for
Miles.
skill,
Easy.
Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Meanwhile, Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to
And
Miles.
strength goes
And
to
that
Deku.
means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest. Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at.
Okay.
But overwhelming power is what One for All is all about.
When Deku defeated All for One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But
Okay.
it wasn't as simple
Alright.
as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium,
Vibranium
suit
suit.
after all. So the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger, it was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When
Right.
the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons. Impressive, but Deku defeating All for One was still over 600 times stronger than Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did that with One for All's embers, not the full package.
Yo, I
And
didn't even
remember,
realize that.
The Vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black Panther had,
Right.
making it unlikely it could absorb as strong of a blast.
It's there to provide more protection, sure, but there was no way it could survive all of what Deku could dish out.
In this
That's what I'm
superpower
talking
battle,
about.
It was Izuku's overwhelming speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner.
Morales
is
story?
Deku.
That's what I'm talking about.
time
What's next? What's
on
next? What's
Death
next?
Battle.
Is that Godzilla? Godzilla vs. Hulk? No, wait, no. Wait, no, wait. Godzilla vs. Hulk. Yo, what am I watching, bro?
Subscribe
Okay, Godzilla
and
vs.
join
Hulk.
as a member.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I want to give it to Hulk. You feel me? Godzilla, to be honest, I know nothing about Godzilla other than the movies. But Hulk, I read Hulk comics. Not all of it, obviously, but I read some Hulk comics. And you know what I'm saying? Just off of my bias of knowing one more than the other, I'm giving it to Hulk. You feel me? Let me push my agenda, you know what I'm saying? The one below Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Nah, let me stop. But I'm going with Hulk, though. I do know more about him than Godzilla. And on to Deku versus Miles. Deku, I'd say Deku's gonna cook. But like I said, they low-key, I feel like they left out OD, like, Miles' feats, bro. Like, there's no way Miles does not have enough feats to, like, you know? I feel like it was a wash. But even the fight, like, bro died to an explosion, bro. I almost did not even know who won. That's how confusing it was. But like I said, Deku wins. I feel like Miles was, like, cold, like, he was nerfed. But, like, they also didn't use movie Deku, which I don't know if that was, like, his best or not. I never watched the My Hero movies past, like, one or two of them. I didn't watch the recent one, which is, like, after the war, like, before the war arc. I don't know. But Deku won. My agenda has won. My parlay has hit. On to the next. I'm giving my parlay to Hulk. We are going to see next time they make the death battles. You feel me? Enough of the yapping. I hope y'all had a good day. I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace.
Them I done switch up my swag and I hide in my bed. No, these niggas ain't on that. Yeah, them I came through and I fly. I said bad, but you can't catch this shit on the Kodak. That's your thought, bro. I already know that. She with me, so that little bitch should throw that. Put that stock on the stick, but don't go back. What you making a month? I go blow that.